So we're gonna see how this plays out. I generally know what I want to talk about. I was pretty much doom scrolling, and someone said something that just triggered a thought in me, and it's something like this. That feeling I get, that crush in love feeling I get for the opposite sex. So let's open this up. Sometimes it happens almost instantly. I'm not sure what it is because all different types of girls, all pretty, but different, all different. So it's not that. I look at them, I'm just like, I can't even describe the feeling. It's just like there's something about them. Now, you can confuse that with just seeing a pretty girl, but there's a difference. I see lots and lots of pretty girls, even so pretty, you're just like, damn, that shouldn't even be allowed. That's fucking illegal. Just get the fuck out. Get away from me. They're just so pretty. Like, I'm talking not just talking about the face, I'm not just body, everything, right? But that doesn't mean I'm gonna fall for them or get a crush on them or anything like that. It's something else. I can't describe the feeling, or I can probably describe the feeling, which I'm gonna get to, because there's something else I'm actually going to with this. But I like to just see where it goes also. So I can't describe what it feels like the instant you kind of know that something's up. And if you haven't had the experience before, you won't. But after crushing so many times, you can tell, like, oh shit, let's not think about her anymore. Then it's already too late. It's already too late. Then you already know it. You're like, fuck. But to describe the instant that happens, it's like it's not what makes it happen. This is a side note on what I really want to talk about, by the way. But now I'm like, what makes it? Why do I crush and fall for it and want? It's almost like, boom, I want to instantly devote myself to you. It's strong. It's like I want to cherish you. Look at you. You're so fucking beautiful. What the fuck? You're so cute. Get the fuck. What? Because it can be a beautiful girl, but I won't go into crush mode all the time. What is it? Has to be something I can't see. Doesn't matter. All right, back on to to the original thing. We'll think about that later, probably, or probably not. The feeling though, when I really start crushing, that feeling that you just look at them, you can look at them all day long. If you got a picture of them somehow, me anyway. Ugh. When I'm not in it and I look at it, I'm like, ugh, God, roll my eyes. I'm like, ugh. But when you're crushing, there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. It's that feeling. I want to describe that feeling when you're looking at someone that you've fallen for. They can do no wrong. You don't know who they are yet, as far as an actual person. All you know is there's something about them, and it's not just looks, even though they're always beautiful, for me anyway, in my eyes, physically. But there's lots of beautiful physical people that I don't this trigger crush doesn't happen. So, anyway. Now I know deep down, I already have some reasons why you know, why it's happening. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the feeling only. Let's not get back to trying to fucking describe that moment of transition from not crush to crush, because I don't know if you can describe that. Because sometimes it's longer than others. Sometimes it's almost instant. Sometimes you see them and you kind of know, like, so you kind of interesting. Okay, this is from way back in the day, and it's a phrase that I use. It's called, ugh, way back, called Pet Shop Girl. She's a Pet Shop Girl. Oh, wait, what was that? What was I even talking about? Why am I even explaining this? It's a phrase I use for a certain type of girl. I might, if I can remember what I was talking about, because the reason I brought it up. Right, so we were talking about feelings, trying to describe the feeling of the crush, getting away from trying to explain the initiation of the transitions from no crush to crush, and just talking about the feeling. That's what we want to talk about, the feeling. And then I was like, So you're looking at them. You can look at them all day. You want to just. What was I? Why was I using this phrase? Why would I even bring it up? Because normally I wouldn't say this. So I had to be wanting to explain something good. Anyway, we're just gonna let it go. Hopefully it comes back. Now I don't want to explain what that means because I don't have the thing I was explaining it for. So you're just gonna have to wonder about that one for now. Anyway, so back to the main point, the feeling. This is what I really want to talk about. Goddamn, 5 minutes in, 5 minutes 30 seconds. I have to disassociate that feeling, that for lack of better words, that lovey, inside outy, crushy, just cutie booty feeling. Words do not do the feeling justice, but these words work for me to kind of bring it up, to sum of that feeling up. Then I can imagine a person that I was either into or still into or whatever, and I can use that to get the feeling back too. But anyway, that feeling, I need to disassociate it from the girls, and I don't mean switch to guys. No. I am always gonna be straight. Sorry, boys. Anyway, I almost thought I could be bi once, but it didn't make the grade. No. Anyway, I need to disassociate that feeling from crushing on somebody. Get that shit. Just beat that belief system to death. Let it fall away. Let it burn, dissipate, blow away in the wind. Take that feeling. Kick the girl in the face. And I don't mean real life. I mean the thought that you've fallen for somebody. Take it. Cut it off at the arm. Just get it away. And just take the feeling. That's what I need to do. And that feeling is a very pure. There's lots of different variances of connections to source, energy, universe, God. I'll say it, but I'll put it at the end. Fuck. This is a very pure connection. That feeling means you're very purely connected. Don't think about what made you trigger to have that feeling. Don't. I've crushed on. I'm a crusher. And it's deep stuff too, and it's happened multiple times in my life. So I kind of getting this down now, and this is bringing my universal understanding to something that I've been doing, and I've already understood this in different levels, but now I'm getting it deeper. Completely disassociate that from girls. It's just your natural state of feeling if you know what you're doing. That feeling, if you've ever. There's a sad thing. Some people might not have ever really felt love, but if you've owned a pet, at least, because humans can be hard to love depending on where you're at in life, or something, you've hopefully felt this real feeling of love. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you might think you know what I'm talking about. You might just be mistaking the goodness of just having something that's yours, as mine, as kind of a love, Lots of people do that. That's the problem with a lot of relationships. You treat the other person as. Now, there's nothing wrong with treating them as property. Not like you don't want to be like if you're both into it and you're like you're mine and I'm yours. Okay, that's you're both into it. You're not. It's not really that. But if you really are just like no, you're mine. That's there's no property. Why am I getting onto this? Back to the thing, the feeling. You just can't keep it by itself. If you can keep that feeling without needing the girls or the cute cat or your favorite pet that just does something so cute and you're just like, what the fuck? And you're just turning inside out in real time. That feeling. You probably because I've progressed really fast at this and I've lived a lot of human life without knowing the spiritual stuff. And I don't think I paid much attention to what the feeling actually felt like. My face is smiling, I felt happy and stuff, but I wasn't really appreciating the meat of the situation, if that makes sense. And now, I progress so fast I can remember that. And my hair, it's just the feeling. You get that feeling by itself. And if you can cultivate the belief system to keep that feeling without needing the girls or the whatever, for whatever feeling too, because you got highest excitement, you got giddiness, you got just fun. So just you can put a lot of subjects on this. I'm talking about that ooey gooey. Just you just look at them and you're just like, how the fuck are you even a real thing? Right? They're just. It's like you can't even talk. They're so pretty. Why am I talking about this? Because it's that feeling I get when I crush on a girl. I'm trying to get that feeling back. Okay, there we go. Yeah. And you get that. Ooh. Hold it. I have to shut up. Because I ruined it because I'm talking. The feeling was transitioning into something deeper and better, but I kind of fucked it up by trying to explain it. So, whatever. Doesn't matter. Just a feeling. So I'm having that feeling now, and I'm having it because I conjured it up myself, not because I happen chance fell in love with somebody. Because it's the same feeling. Now, someone could think they're falling in love with someone, and really it's a possessive thing or something else that I'm not even thinking of, which is not real love. I'm not talking about that, but when you're in it, you don't know. You don't know that you're not feeling real love, and if someone said you're not, that you want to punch them in the face or something, you know what I mean? You don't know. But we can't tell you that. We just gotta let you live and figure it out for yourself. If you get past that and you're actually feeling real love towards someone you walk down the street, or you just get an instant crush and you're just like, what the fuck? And you can't stop thinking about them. You're fucking obsessed. But it feels good when you look at them, and you're just like, They're just like, wow. Okay, let's not get sexual. It can turn easily. Anyway, that feeling you can have just by knowing that it's a thing you can do. It just means you're connecting really good, pure connection to source energy, the universe. God. Right? That's all it means. And you don't need a girl to do it. But you have so many generations and generations of fall in love and doing and not knowing, being ignorant about what's really going on. So you're doing the default way, and that is you bumping around, everyone's bumping around, and all you see someone you bumping around, and it happens to come around, and maybe they show you a little interest, but you already thought something interesting was about, and now it's done. You already know your crush. Now, unless it's your first crush, you don't know. I mean, you like them or whatever. But if you've had crushes before, and some that go far deep and some that don't, and blah blah blah, you know what's happening, and you can try to say, I do myself. I'm like, nope, nope. It is not happening. But you already know it's too late when you say that. So it's too late. Anyway, you don't. That's like a random way of falling into your power. But that literal emotion, the literal feeling that cannot be explained. I can say the ooey gooey, the energetic. It's like it makes you glow in the face. It makes you. I assume people when they're pregnant and they get that glow, they get it that way. But it does. You'll get it. It'll just eyes will have a sparkle to them. And it's weird when you get it without having that beautiful girl to look at. It's weird at first. But then you're like, no, this is what I'm about. I want that spice. I want that feeling. That's what it's about. Just the feeling. And there's more to this, but we'll get to it in a second. Separate the feeling from it. It takes, for me, first, so many years before I even figured out this was a thing that needed to be done. Many double-digit years before I even figured out this was even a thing to think about. Imagine that. So we go back 15 years. I'm not thinking about any of this stuff. I don't even know if someone tried to tell me this stuff. They couldn't even be in my reality. The person that would know this and talk to us how I'm talking now could not come to my reality 15 years ago. They couldn't even get in. They couldn't even get to me to say, hey, what I'm saying now. I find it hard to even imagine me telling myself. It's like I can't even get in there. This is weird. But here I am. Every little mistake, every little step, every little win, every little loss, every little depression, every little fuck my life, every little fuck this person, every little chasing ass, every little trying to figure out who I am, whatever. Just So I went through so many segments of life. I must have been at least 100 different people. It was like 4 different people, at least. So innocent and naive. And I got in, and I'll never say I got in with the wrong crowd, because at the time they were good friends, but it was just a drinking, partying crowd, you know? No one's really. It's hard to care for your friends if everyone's drinking, you know? Just a weird situation that turned me into a person that I didn't think I'd be for a little bit of years. But it didn't stick. It couldn't stick. It just didn't stick, especially when I cooled it on the drinking finally. I just reverted, cork flew right back up the top. I became almost right back into my naive self again. But I've learned a lot of things about a different lifestyle that has already aided me. Because, unless you've seen that lifestyle, been in that lifestyle, you don't really walk around. I can walk around knowing I've been so many different people, done so many different kind of things, that when I walk around and I look at people, I know they could be anything. They could be anything. They could be someone who has just as much experience as me in certain life, or more, or less. This beautiful, naive, just doesn't even think. When they look at people, they don't even think anything, like, whatever. You know what I mean? It's the kind of lifestyle it could be living, right? And you grow and change. Some people get stuck in a lifetime for their whole life, a lifestyle for their whole life, and they just, because they cultivated a belief that this is who I am. Ooh, that's a hard belief to change. That's a hard belief to change, and that shapes your reality. That will keep you there forever. But you change, you grow. The things that happen to you, every experience, every mistake, every, say, 5 years of this kind of lifestyle that will kind of sickens you now when you even think about it. So much drinking. Oh my God, so much drinking. Anyway, and all the nights I don't remember. Let's stop going there. You don't want to talk about it? I guess I want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm trying to explain something. Where am I even at? Your life molds you to learn everything, and now here I am speaking like this. Never would have guessed it. You could just say, hey, I will give you $1 billion. Say when I was 25, just before I started getting into this by a few years. If you accurately describe yourself when you're 42, I would never have got that $1 billion. Ever. Never. Not even close. Never. And then the further down you go in age, the lesser. But even at 25, I would have never guessed. Even when I first started realizing that there's something more going on to reality, still wouldn't have guessed. There goes that $1 billion. Anyway, so now here I am, all these years, cultivating getting this feeling without needing. And this is real time now. This is where I'm at now, because I've fixed so many things, so many shadows, so many trauma issues, so many sticking points. I have a belief system that is shining and beautiful and works and it permeates all and allows all. It's beautiful. But a pretty girl with the right angles on her face and the right hair color against the right skin color and the right body shape, the right age, and something else that I can't quite grasp, because there's plenty of girls I don't get a crush on. Not even close. It could be beautiful. It could be a girl that's more beautiful than the girl that I have the crush on, and I could just be going by looks, and it's way more than looks, guys. But I just had to be talking about looks. It takes way more than looks, obviously. And I could just be going by looks and have the crush and love and all this feeling and depth for this girl who's not as pretty as the other one. So, but I am all about prettiness. Don't get me wrong. I'm about prettiness. This is weird to me, right? It makes no sense to me. Because I'm about the prettiness. She could be more attractive, but just some factor in there. I already have some clue because of my spiritual knowledge. I know what it is. Or at least some things it could be. what draws you. They're guiding you to certain people for certain things, so you learn certain things. Even if it's not really lessons, but things you need to know for the life you want to live. That you know you want to live. You said you wanted to live this life. You're gonna have to learn these fucking things. So you're gonna have to have these experiences. But before you know that, it's just like, wow, my life fucking sucks. My life sucks. This fucking sucks ass. And your guys are sitting there like, this is normal. You know, just playing cards or whatever, watching you yeah, get out of it. You need all of it to live the life that you want to live. Now think about this. So many people, billions of people on the planet. Think of all the people jumping down here, having a certain way they want to live their life. All the different variances. Think of how crazy it get, and that's what they want, and how mundane it get, and that's what they want. You pop down here, you forget, and then you still have to run out what you said you want for the life you wanted. And some lives take a lot of shit to happen to you to learn the things you need to learn to be able to handle that kind of lifestyle. That's just generally speaking. There's more to it, but generally speaking. We got off on a tangent there. It's about that feeling. You separate it from the girls or the whatever, and then you just grow it by yourself. And I'm in this phase now, but it's coming to, I've been on it for a while, and I can see it turning to where not only is this easy for me to talk about, because you know, when you actually experience something and you practice every day, you know it. You're not just reading it off of a paper right before you turn the camera on and trying to memorize it and act like you really know it or something like that. You know it. I can talk about this anytime, right? Because I experienced it day after day after day after day. Anyway, it's starting to grow. This feeling, and it's not just a feeling of this crushy, lovey thing, lack of better words. That feeling is connected to the excitement and the giddiness and the fun and the ease. They're all connected. But I want to focus on that lovey, gushy, just how are you a human thing? You know, how are you even a real feeling? Like, I literally could stare at you all day. I just want to fucking, like, I just want your head on my chest, sleeping. That feeling, okay? Grow that. And if you need to talk it up, okay, talk it up. It's better than needing to randomly fall in love with a girl that you don't know. Now, if you fall in love with a girl, you know the guys are there. She's gonna be what you need if it works or not for what you need to learn. So there's nothing serious really going on. But sometimes you don't need to take all these extra routes. Sometimes you don't need to. You don't need to have 5 failed relationships to finally figure some things out. Finally. Sometimes you're past that. You can just cultivate this feeling on your own. And here's the kicker. It's coming up. Just grow it on your own. It'll be weird once you really figure it out. And it's hard to figure out how to do it on your own. I can talk about it. I can tell you one method. You can, when you're actually feeling it in real life randomly, since you've heard this, latch onto it with your focus. Try to okay, what does it feel like? Don't talk too much though. That ruins it. Just shut up and go into it thinking I'm gonna try to figure out what this feels like, but not talk about it as I'm doing it. And you do that, and then you can separate it, and you grow it on its own. You don't need to trigger anymore the pretty girl or the whatever, the pills or whatever. Okay? And then you have this thing that's always there. It's kind of where you last left it. It's kind of how it works. And it will start to intrude in your life the more you focus on it. And it's just a feeling connected to these other feelings. But the feeling is like having the lever and the fulcrum. You know, you give me a lever and fulcrum large enough and I'll move the world. Get the biggest lever and fulcrum you can ever have. It's called focusing on your feeling first. And showing yourself that feeling that you now grew, and the reason you can tell it's growing, because you can see you don't need any outside source. Sometimes you have to talk it up, maybe. That counts as outside. What's, potatoes, right? It's not the same. You don't need to randomly fall in love with someone to get this feeling anymore. It's something you create on your own. You know those power that gives you? Because when people randomly really fall in love with someone, they want that feeling to last, and they instantly go to survival mode and a fear-based mode. Because they don't want to lose this feeling. And it instantly ruins everything. Okay? But Joe Smoke got the feeling himself. He's not doing that. He's playing a different game. He's grew the feeling. He's had the feeling come out naturally and then snatched it and grew it in his own garden. And now it's gardening his now moment, and we only have one now moment that's infinitely now. And here it is again. Well, what do you know? And it takes up more space now. So now when he's maybe in the shower or taking a shit or just walking down the street or at work, he's feeling this feeling of love. And there's no girl around to wonder why. There's no one he's crushing on at the moment. But he's not confused because he knows what's happening. And he grew it himself anyway. So he's happy. And he's like, now I get to focus on it and make it more prominent. And the longer, the deeper, the better the feeling, the creamier it gets. I say the creamier because, as it happened earlier in this video before I talked it to death, my feeling of that lovey-dovey was about, best way I can describe it is it starts to get creamy in my ankles. Almost a similar feeling of an orgasm. But I talk it, I'm like, ooh, something happened, and it goes away. It's like, nope. Back in the turtle shell we go. That's alright. You were in my now moment for at least a couple seconds, and that means for a little sliver, you'll be more potential to be in my now moment again, and I'll get you. Just like I grew this more tame version of you. I want to get that sweet version of you. And I've been there before where it almost feels like, hey, if I keep going this way, I'm going to fucking come in my pants. And I'm in public. I can't be doing that shit. Just sitting there like, fuck. Like, why is he so fucking happy? Just trying not to shake and shit. Because you can tell that it seems like it's going that route. Now, I don't know. Maybe going it this way doesn't trigger that. Maybe it passes that and goes into something different. I'm not going to try it publicly. Try that in my own time. It's never really... The creaminess is hard to nail down. But that lovey-dovey feeling what used to be hard to nail down, now I'm sitting in it. And you have to remember your acclimation. Sitting in a hot bath that stays the same temperature, eventually you'll get used to it, even if the temperature's the same. Same thing. You might think you're not doing a good job because you don't feel that lovey-dovey feeling, but have you just acclimated because you've held it for so long? And now it feels almost... You know, someone just makes a stupid noise all the time, but they have a rhythm to it and they don't stop. Eventually it turns into white noise and you can do your studying. Right? So you might just be at a new level set point. Alright? Or might not. It's up to you to discern that. You have to do it enough to figure it out. Grow the feeling yourself. Disconnect it from the girls. And then here's the kicker. I knew I was coming around to this. The girls, the things... the experiences, the scenarios, the happenings, the money, the free time, the just coincidence, the preferable coincidences, the girls, the girl, the job, the move, the career, the play, the creation, the game, whatever you're into. Maybe you're into deliberate creation like me. That it will start working out better for you. Your person will start flowing into your life some kind of way, and you'll know it because you did the work. You'll be like, oh, wait a second, I'm getting a ping of some feelings and thoughts and stuff, and there's this person here, and she is delectable. Ooh, and I'm feeling strong, and she noticed me too, and I can tell this must be something. Because you'll know. And it's not just you pining and wanting to be in a relationship and just falling for the first cute girl to give you attention and then they can manipulate you for the rest of your life. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. Because you did the work first, you got the feeling first. You put the horse in front of the cart. You showed the universe, this is what I'm going to want. Because you already have all my desires and most amended stuff up to date now. And now I'm saying... give it to me. I'm saying, give it to me. I'm ready because I'm feeling the feeling of pure connection. And I grew it myself. I didn't need some girl to trigger me into feeling my own power. And it's a wavy thing. It's in and out for a while. You'll be on it like, I figured this out. And then the next 3 weeks, you're like, what the fuck? And then here it comes, I figured this out. You have to know that you have to pay attention, and maybe you're figuring out start lasting a little bit longer. And the what the fucks are lasting a little less. But if you're not aware of that, you can't use that to propel you even faster. Remember, it's always down and up, but you're always going up. You're gonna stay down somewhere, stagnant like a fucking rock in a fucking river that just doesn't move, but eventually it gets worn away. It gets worn away. Don't worry about it. Nothing serious going on here. No one can get trapped forever. And even if you get trapped forever, forever is not long enough because we are beyond forever. We've never started, we never began. Some would call that forever. But either way, it's like, even if you're in there forever, there's always some time afterwards because we're still going to be here. It's like you can never really get stuck. Where are we at? Just a feeling. Grow that feeling. Let it become our own thing. It becomes so like ebby flowy and more detailed and depth through the emotional feelings and the where it's at and how you're feeling. It becomes its own kind of thing. Anyone who I think has started enough things, like you've done enough, you've learned enough things, or you had enough businesses, or you have enough this or enough that. You can tell when it's like this is an analogy for how thoughts are too. You get something in emotion, and it just starts growing. You're passionate about it for whatever reason. For whatever reason. Maybe you're really passionate, like literally passionate about just making money. So then any other thing that makes money is you're going to be about. If you're really passionate about making money, like it's real, just, then that's what's going to happen. All right? It's that feeling like I have a way my life kind of wants to turn out. All right? And I stay connected. Things are going moving. When you're feeling that feeling, things are behind the scenes clicking into place, moving into place. This piece over, move that over here. We need this down here, move that down the pipeline, this over here, so that your life turns out the way and everything happens in a way the most preferred and beneficial for you and your current mindset, what you know, what you want, what you think you want, what you said you wanted when you propped down here. Source energy, God. Ooh, came second that time. Let it flow. The universe remembers what you wanted when you came down here. Knows it. Knows it like it's himself, herself, itself, whatever you want to say. Doesn't fucking matter. A self. Knows it. And then knows how your life has went. How your thoughts have been thinking. The stretches of the years where you were this kind of person and this ignorant, and then the stretch you were this ignorant, and then maybe you had an enlightening, maybe you didn't. He knows everything. Everything. Weighs it against what you wanted when you originally came out, what you now think you want, what he knows you really want. He knows everything. He has it all ready for you. But obviously, not everyone's running around with their most dream lifestyle. Some people are. Not everyone is. Most people that look like they are faking it, or they're really struggling and keeping it up, or it's just not. They're not really. They're not really. Because when you're really doing it, you'll have your dream life, and it'll be easy, no struggle. Some people are. Most people are not. So there must be something to it. It must be tricky, and we want it tricky. We want it challenging. We don't want everyone running around and living their life of their dreams. Come on. Everyone would be special then. It's like a million saints running around, or if everyone was just as good as anyone else in basketball, would take the best person there is, everyone was that good. It's not good. That's not good. We don't want that. We want variances, differences. We want masses that don't know, so that when you break free and you learn something and you break free from that, it's a thing. It's an experience. We want that. We don't want everyone getting a medal for not winning. We don't want that. You don't participation. First place, second, third. Everyone else is loser, and third place is still a loser, and second place is still a loser. They're just, they're just a good loser. They almost took it. First place. That's why we're playing the fucking game. Now, it's multi-duty. Of course, it's for a fun challenge, seeing your progress, communicating, and being with other humans and everything that goes on with that. But it's about winning the fucking game too. It is. Nothing wrong with it. Get some healthy competition here. No, everyone gets a fucking trophy. Everyone gets the same size trophy. Thanks for participating. That cheapens the person who wants to do it for the thrill of growing and becoming better and then beating someone who beat him before or something, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Just cheapens. We don't want that shit. So that's why it's hard. It's hard to figure this out. It's a tricky thing. And it's fun. And we're going to continue doing it. It's getting hot, dude. The fan's too loud to talk on. I think that's it. Really, we're just supposed to talk about separating that feeling. If you can get that genuine feeling, that cutie kabooty, kiss your forehead, I want to be on my knees and devote myself for you for some reason. Give me all your days kind of feeling. It's a feeling. And I'm just trying to describe it, but it's a feeling. You're not looking just to fuck somebody. Although you want to fuck them. You're not looking just to fuck somebody. You're not looking. You just look at them and it's like, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you? Why do you look like this to me? Right? Loud ass people. No, I'm just kidding. People are allowed to live. It's like I just want to grab your cheeks. I don't even want to. I mean, I do want to hug you, but it's more like I just want to howl. Just want to cup. Just want to trace my finger along all my favorite curves of your body. We can start with the collarbone. Because what a beautiful thing is the collarbone, right? And then you have the shoulder. Oh, the shoulders, they shrug, they droop, they do stuff. You can put a low-cut, dressy thing on them and just show the shoulders. Oh, my God. The best. And then you get the trap. The trap. Oh, lots of guys don't probably like the trap. The trap's beautiful. It ramps up to the neck. It's a connection from the shoulder to the neck, which makes it beautiful. And you look at it all as a whole, the neck, the trap, and the shoulder all together. And then you put that against the jawline with hair. Say, just throw it out there, dark hair against, like an olive skin of some type. Just saying. How can you not get that feeling? I'm getting it now. Just falling for somebody. Just wanting to do something for them. Wanting to help them. Like, you just want to okay. Alright. It happens all the time where I'm like, I remember, I already knew that. So I get that, so I shut up because I was trying to focus on the feeling. And I focus on the feeling enough, and I got a crackle in my brain. And then as that happens, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I already knew that's what happened. But you don't know. I don't remember that I know that until I get to that state. How does that help me? Videos. Just watch your video back and you remember your no shit. I can't be bothered watching my own videos back. I make too many videos. I can't even bother to listen to my own music anymore. I just make too many videos. But I gotta name them, so I'm like, alright, let me just listen to them. Maybe I can come up with something real fast. Unless I just finished it and I already had the vibe of it, but why am I just going off on a tangent? I was trying to get that feeling of love back, so I did, and I made the crackle and everything. Okay, I'm back up to speed. And I think the crackle is, if you look at my YouTube page, you got that's the universe, that spiderweb looking thing, that's our universe really zoomed out. And that's the strings are strings of galaxies. Those aren't stars. Galaxies with billions and trillions of stars in them. Anyway, it's so zoomed out. And obviously it looks exactly like a brain. My theory is is our brain is simultaneously here, but it's also the same as that. And it's like it's like a dog chasing his tail. And when we zoomed all the way out and we saw that image, we caught our own tail. I'm like, oh shit, the jig is up. Like, what the hell now? We're inside of our own brain, but our brain's also here at the same time. It's very quantum, very doesn't make sense, but it's what's happening. When I felt that crackle, I know somewhere out there in the universe, if someone had their telescope in the right spot on the side, they would see some kind of galaxy filaments moving, shifting. You'd have to be zoomed way out, though. I just got some more crackling. And something is shifting in that universe, and that is changing our reality. Fluid and anyway, so this was fun. I love these. They turn out. It was just 420, by the way. Yes, I'm about to go smoke some more now. There's just one. So I've never talked about this. Not too long ago, and I've been trying to do it again, but I've heard information that maybe if you do it right, you only do it once. But I take my belief that beliefs create your reality even stronger than that. And I believe if you can get around to the belief that that's not the case, then you can do it however you want. But anyway, I was feeling my creamy feet, my energies, and I could feel it moving up like my spine. I felt it. I was doing have a lot of head shaking because that's the way I can make some big crackles happen. I mean, I got these 2 pops once, and I think it was right before this I'm about to tell you happened. These 2 pops that were like humongous. You would say you just cracked your neck. Now these were like in my skull. Boom, boom. I mean, they surprised me. I always wanted it to happen again. I never quite good it again. I mean, it was not my. I don't know what it was. Like heavy pops. I've never had anything pop that hard in my life. Maybe it just seemed so heavy because it was inside my head. Whatever. Shortly after, I've been really feeling my creamy feet, my energies, focusing on what's happening, and I felt like I was moving up levels, almost like you got those canals, the Panama Canal, the water rises, and they let it drop the gate, and the boat can go through, and the water rises because it's not level. That's almost felt like what was happening. Moving up, the pops. I can't remember what happened first, or even if that was the same day, but eventually I got the feeling of the energy shooting straight up the top of my head, going up infinitely. Straight line, almost like a laser, and my body was up, almost like I pulled up like a just puppet, and it made me sit up to what position I needed to be, I guess, to keep this going. I can't really describe what it feels like almost the crackling sensation I've been talking about, but like pointed and out of the fucking top of the head. And you could feel the string or the line or the laser or the energy as if it was you almost. Like I could tell it was going up into forever as I was feeling myself. But subtly. It wasn't I'm sitting there leading a lecture. I think if you walked in, you probably wouldn't even know it was. You just think, man, he's got some good posture. And I've read about what that is and everything. I can't remember what it was now. But I've already, figured all that out, and it's like, okay, I want that to happen again. I haven't been able to happen it again yet, so maybe I bursted it out good enough, but I've never told that to anyone before. I don't know why I said that now. I forget what is that? It's someone who knows. I mean, I can look it up, and I forget what it is when you do that, but apparently once it's done, you're set, and you don't something to do with your light body, and anyway, I don't know why I explained that. It's something to do with the crackles. It's all. I just like to explain my experiences because a lot of them are new to me, and other people may or may not have had them before. And this is how we coalesce as a human unit. All right, especially with the internet. So really, it was just kind of talk about Gotta turn this fan on. I'm fucking dying in here. Oh my god. Hit me, baby. Hit me, baby, one more time. Oh. Yes. Oh, all is better. And you can't hear me, but it's just, I don't like being all that. Anyway, you get the gist. Grow the feeling. Separate it from the things you think you thought naturally that needs to feel, just because growing up in the human form, you get turned around with your beliefs create reality, and of what your parents knew and everything, and it all gets fucked around. Get the feeling by itself. And this is all feelings. Get them by itself. It's something that you can covet, just like anything else. Something you can grow for yourself. And I have a feeling it can get infinitely intricate. Like, it's not just love and then happiness and then fun. It gets like, I gotta use the word creamy for some of it. And I feel like I'm still a beginner of this shit too. But I learn fast. I always feel like I'm on the tip of the iceberg. No, even though when I look back, I can see, oh, I've progressed a lot. My belief system is I've never been in a place before with, because usually I'm proud of something I did in the real world, you know, like this bus. I'm proud of this bus, building this bus, right? But now I'm proud of, and I'm still proud of it, but now I'm proud of my belief system, my belief structure that I've completely revamped, took down, built up. You just can't say you're doing that. You just can't change your beliefs like that. You believe what you believe, and I just came up and you say change them, and this ain't gonna work. You believe that this is how things work. So to have completely changed your whole belief structure, that is a thing to be proud of. And then that awards you the perspective of seeing how powerful your beliefs are, and how your reality changes, and how you change. You become healthier, you eat less, you have more class in who you crush on just naturally. You start to raise in vibration and not like the same things anymore. It's just naturally happens. You start gravitating to different things, and this is not just for relationships, this is for everything. Because you got the feeling first. It's like getting that nurturing. I think restructuring my belief system had to have some heavy happenings first before I even got to the point where I had it as a notion I could think about growing feelings of the garden devoid of the normal triggering source. So I did lots of restructuring of my belief system. I knew about that first before I knew about this other more advanced, this is where I'm at, stuff that I'm doing, thinking about, interested in. But as Abraham Hicks would say, something like this, it's the best thing to be interested in. It's the only thing that really works. Focusing on your feelings first. You can do it other ways, but then you're out there hustling and bustling for the rest of your life trying to keep up the act, keep up the business, keep up the whatever you're doing, because you're not truly connected. You have spurts and bouts of being connected, but you don't know what connected means. You don't know what it all means. You're just out there hustling and bustling. You may have grouped together with other hustlers and bustlers. You may have found a scheme, or you may have this, but it never lasts forever. Because what you're doing takes a lot of energy. It takes more people. It takes more people to shut up, more people to be quiet, more people to manipulate. Or if you're not doing that route, it just takes more hard days of hard work. Because you're not knowing about a couple simple things. And these aren't just, they're simple things, but then takes years to get you to come around to just change your belief system, to just figure out that you, as a belief is something you can change, like just because you want to. It doesn't even seem like nonsensical. Remember when I was first listening to Bashar, he was like, well, just say, he would just say, like, you know, well, why would you do that? Just do it. Just, you know, like changing your belief is just something you just like, oh, you just change it. No, it's not at first. But eventually you get around and see, yeah, beliefs are interchangeable. And you can just tear down a belief structure, bring a new one in, and watch your reality change. But until you get to that point, you cannot do that. It does not work. You don't change your beliefs like that. You've been running on the system of life experience hitting you, and then that forming your belief. You know, I'm growing here. We gotta work at 95. I'm a human. I stand up. I talk. I walk. This is what's happening. You hit me, I get angry. I gotta go to school. My mom said this. The parents put me here. You know, you grow up in this thinking that it's that way because this is the way we want it to work out, first of all. And that's the way you come in. You come in not really knowing, or you know at first, but you get trained away from it. You get trained away from it. And you grow up with all these big, strong beliefs. And people aren't just someone coming up and saying, well, you just gotta change your beliefs. You're like, what do you mean change my beliefs? These beliefs have come from years of being a human. You don't say that or know that, but that's the way your beliefs are. They're strong. Well, I believe this and this and this, and fuck you. You know? But you can just change your beliefs and watch your reality. Here's one you don't want to believe. That Murphy's Law. Don't believe that. Please don't. Whatever will go bad, will go bad. Whatever can, in any situation you're doing, if something bad can happen, it's gonna happen. It's basically Murphy's Law, the gist of it. That is not a good belief to hold. When your beliefs create your own reality. Oh, shoot yourself. Another one. Old dogs can't learn new tricks. Then transfer into human. You believe when you get a certain age, you can't learn anything new, and that's the way it's going to be for you. If that is one that you actually believe, and you know, and you'll believe these things without actually saying them. Just pick them up along your travel. Didn't know about it. Let's think of another one. Got to be another one. I mean, they're everywhere. Maybe you got to eat beef to get your protein intake. It's got to be a certain amount of beef or so, this or that or that, to be healthy, or this or that. They take any amount of any. You got to eat this to be this. They're all just beliefs. You go to some other country, they're eating nothing but beans and fucking shit off a stick, and they're healthier than you, running fucking 1,000 miles a day or whatever. You know, I'm being whatever, but you know what I mean. Got to be something different going on. It's your fucking beliefs. They're so in you and are you. It's so hard to get your hold on this fucking dragon, let me tell you. The most elusive dragon. Figuring out who you really are and what's really going on. But it's possible. It's possible. And I shouldn't have recorded any of this video because really, life experiences is going to show you that eventually. But this video is part of your life experience, so never mind. Whatever. I always get turned around on it. Feeling first, bitches. Feeling first. Prove it to yourself. Feeling first. Gotta prove it to yourself. I had to prove it to myself. I say I probably started. I'm thinking I started somewhere around 25, 26, 27. Who knows? Put 26 for the middle. Is when. I don't think I even smoked weed until I was like 27 or 28. So maybe it was 26 when I smoked weed, or 27. It's somewhere around that range, or something happened, and I was like, all right, what did happen? Spice happened. That's not the only thing that happened. Just the convergence of life happenings involving drugs, alcohol, situations that showed me that life is something different. Somewhere around 25, 26, 27, 28. Yeah. Alright, who cares? Somewhere around there. And I'm 42 now. So, let's say it happened at 27. 28, I really started looking at books in the library about quantum physics and stuff, right? I am nowhere near the physics, the spiritual part of it. I don't know tarot cards, I don't know about any of them. Just like something's going on here. I think I get into Richard Feynman, which you need to listen to. My favorites. He's a gem. And I think Terence McKenna fell into there, and I'm looking at quantum physics books, trying to, well, what the fuck is reality? Something's going on here. Fast forward the years, and then I eventually get down the spiritual route. Maybe before I know, or even know about tarot cards or anything like that. Now I'm thinking like, okay, maybe I'm listening to Abraham Hicks now. Right? Trying to figure this out. So I'm like giving her a chance. And I stuck with her for many years. Quit her for a little bit. I was going crazy. Went back to her. Everything she says is spot on. Spot on. And the way she does it is cool with the way she roundabouts with the people. And the way you always hear the video that you need to hear. It's crazy. That's how it works for me. Not always. You can tell, and that teaches you to know when you're pushing it. You get these videos and they're all synchronized and it's just what you need to hear. Like, yeah, but then you want more, and now none of them are what you need to hear. Now they're going backwards. You're like, ah! And that's when you're pushing it. You just like it when it works out that way. Just relax. Go do something else. But anyway, so going through that, I'm still not big on the spiritual. It's taken me all these years just to listen to Abraham Hicks. I'm not telling nobody about this shit. Not a soul. I had a girlfriend at the time. She knew, because close proximity, my best friend knew I was kind of going weird. Not telling really anyone how many hours. I'm sitting high listening to Abraham Hicks, Terence McKenna, Richard Feynman, Daryl Anka, or Bashar, same thing. And maybe there's more, and Jimi Hendrix and Jim Morrison. I'm trying to figure this shit out. Past the quantum physics books, I've realized, gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, yeah, the universe, we are it, or some kind of thing like that. And now I'm trying to figure out, do we really create our own reality? Okay, all the years go by. Here I am, 42. Finally, yes, we do. I had to like Terence McKenna. He was a show me, prove it to me kind of guy. A scientific mind. I had to prove it to myself and exhaust all these options and listen to all these people and experiment and blah, 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 blah. So 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 30, 40, 41, 42. And here I am, getting younger by the fucking second. More energy, more life, more passion for life. Life is an actual beautiful thing. It's so cliche, and I feel so stupid for saying it, because at 25, I'm like, this fucking guy. This little bitch. You know what I mean? Not really. I wasn't really that bad. I wasn't really that bad. Even when I was just getting drunk and looking for fucking hookups for... Like, I quit looking for love. And I was just fucking... Not that bad. Like, never get any diseases. I'm always clean. Not that bad. But for my character, it was bad. It was bad. For my character. Don't get crazy. I'm not just going crazy now. But I was, too. Especially with alcohol. Just don't talk. I just can talk for hours. Anyway. Fuck. So I've been listening. Here I am, 42, and now... Yes, I can tell you it's true. We 100% create our own reality. We're creating all this. I don't mean you work hard, you get the life you want, and that's how you create. No, we are it, and we're creating it. It's just a wisp of energy. We're doing it all. It's simple. It is what's happening. And if you believe it or not, and that's the thing about beliefs. So this is one of those foundational beliefs. So if you believe that this is not the case, the universe has to show you that for you. That's your belief, and your belief creates your reality. But it is the case, and the universe just has to show you that. That's how powerful you are. Okay? That's the one belief. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. We create our reality, and you're doing it if you believe it or not. It's the one of the ones that are there. There might be more. I'm not thinking about it right now. I don't want to go off on any more fucking tangents. We exist. Right? The one is the all, and the all is the one. What you put out is what you get back. What's the other one? There's one more, and then there's the change is the only constant. God, that's gonna fucking hurt me. We exist. One is the all, and all is the one. What you put out is what you get back. Another one, but then there's like those rules don't change. Everything else is up for grabs, but those rules don't change, and the constant is change, and then those rules. Alright? I'm forgetting one. It's really arguing me. I think I am anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And we create it all. We do. No matter if you believe it or not, we do. We are the ones doing it. Surprise! Surprise, surprise! That's why when you figure it out, sometimes you just burst out laughing. So all this rigmarole, all the most heinous things you think about, all the most blissful, heavenly things you can think about, we're doing it all to ourselves. And it's funny. Because we don't know we're doing it. And it's funny. And it's funnier when you know and you get to watch other people. It's funny. So people might look at it, and if you don't watch out, you can get labeled as heartless or whatever. You gotta watch out. Really, you just know more about love and compassion. You just have more compassion than everyone else, and you know what's really going on. You gotta be careful of that. But if you're holding that feeling of love and ooey gooey creaminess in you, then when they look at your face and they look at your eyes, they know you love them. They know you love them. Because you're vibrating it from within. You're not using the source. You're not using a pretty face to fall into love. You have grown love to yourself. Get that down. Please figure out how to do that. I'm doing the best of myself trying to figure out how to tell you guys how to do that. The way reality is, first of all, if you're far enough frequency where you don't believe this kind of stuff, you will never come across these videos. You will live here in 2026 and never come across any of these tarot readings, any of these videos, any of this spiritual stuff. Not really. If you're that rigid in your beliefs. The universe will just pick and guide you through because you don't believe that. It can't show you that. Your reality eventually shifts so much that you'll be in a completely different reality. Either that portrays you dying here, you moving away somewhere, no one ever sees you again, Well, you're trying to live the station. You're not even in our reality anymore at all. And no one's in anyone's reality anyway. Ugh. Cat's out of the bag. So, Tartaria, the hidden history, giants, hidden technology, aliens, all this stuff that's true. What the Earth actually is, shape-wise, none of it matters. All that stuff is second grade, second tier, lower level to the fact you are creating your own fucking reality. You are the reality. You are it. What is more important than that? Not Tartaria. Not what they're hiding from you. Not who's doing what behind closed door and who's making more money you and doing less. None of this stuff matters. It matters in a certain aptitude as far as we're playing this game. And it matters because we want, before you figure out all this stuff, you want to get mad and angry if something's wrong to you. You want it to be real life. You don't want everyone knowing that what's going on so no one ever gets mad or angry. You don't have the experience of real life. You want that experience before you burst out of your egg. You want the experience of real, gritty, not knowing who you are. Life, that is something so special to a being that has never began and never started. Wait, never started and never ended. We're never gonna know that. That experience is like, it's cherishable. We are so fortunate that we can have that experience. But I think it works out. The universe is simple, perfect, efficient, simple, I'm going to use the word machine even though it's not quite right, thing, that for us to be something that's never began and never ends, then of course we would have to have this thing built in. It would have to be. It's natural. It would have to be because that's how perfect the universe works. The life you're in right now, you are it. There's space is illusion. Space is illusion. Alright? You're looking at this on the phone screen right now? Look at that phone screen. That's your reality. Just the screen, not the black parts of the phone. Pretend the other parts of the phone and any of the reality you see behind that phone are gone. Not there anymore. You can't even imagine it. I know. Funny, right? They're not pretend. Pretend you can imagine it. Just the screen. Because if you could imagine it, the screen would instantly be all there is. You'd be like, you wouldn't even have the concept of no outside and inside. You wouldn't even have that concept. If you could imagine just that screen, no black parts of the phone, just my face talking to you. The little pixels are the one atom moving around a super light of one electron that can move faster than the fastest, and it's faster than light by a trillion, quadrillion, billion. So it can move and be next to itself and be 3 electrons and be a billion electrons and be 10 trillion to the whatever electron. That's the pixels in the screen. That's one electron. This phone screen is one electron that's just standing next to itself, right? Because it can move so fast, and there's no outside to it. So you put your hand next to my face. There's no hand there. There's no outside to the screen. And that's you. That's what you see now. You got your nose in front of you, right? You see your nose, you can kind of see parts of your face, and you have this experience. That's just the screen. There's no space. That's the fucking screen. There's no space on this phone screen, right? It looks like there's space behind my head, but he knows it's a flat screen. That's what we're... Illusion. Illusion. Just a borderless, no outsideless, one electron that can stand next to itself as many times as it wants to create this screen that looks like my face talking to you. But it's just that screen and there's no outside to it. That's the kicker. No outside to the screen. It's just the screen, but the screen can do it all. It can do it all. And right now it's making... It has tricked you, the screen. You're the screen, also. You're this electron. It has tricked you because it has made itself an image that looks like there's a nose in front of your face and that you turn and you feel the weight of your body and now there's this. But really, it's still the screen. Same if you're looking at a video game and you're in that first person mode and you turn the guy and he's like looking like you're looking at stuff in their space, but you know it's just a flat screen and nothing really happened. It's just moving colors moving around. It's the same exact thing, but better because there's also feelings, emotions, feeling of weight, all your emotion, all that stuff is integrated into it too, which really sells it. If we didn't have that, we might figure it out sooner. Or maybe we wouldn't, because it'd be all we ever had. There's probably a reality that has more points of perspective to grasp themselves from than us. We don't know about that because we ever have. Or how do we know? That's interesting. That's my take on it, guys. That's where I'm at. And then now it's figuring out how to create a reality, how the ship is shaped in the way that you want. Have your experience be the way you want it to be, while still creating enough of a dense humanness to still have this real life reality too. So creating a reality in the dense, which is really just a flat nothingness, one single electron anyway, and it's you, and it's me, and it's us. I'm talking about it like that, it's like, why do you even talk about it like that? Yeah. Okay, no, I didn't mean to go out this long. 1555.